This episode of the Rogue Deck Builder is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, the #1 source for games and gaming accessories, and by GatheringMagic.com, the #1 source for Magic the Gathering news and articles. Hi there, it's Kevin with Gathering Magic and Roguedeckbuilder.com. Here with round number 2 in the 8-man queue with John Dredge. This, unfortunately for us, is going to be a mulligan. I do believe. Because if we draw into one green source, we're about as golden gets. We have a very powerful hand, and it's so tempting to keep this hand. And I'm on the draw. Do you know what? I'm not going to mulligan this. I'm going to risk it. I have things I can do on my next 2 turns. And then again, green is the most common color. Ugh, Mutavault. Not Mutavault Pack Rat, please. I am so sick of that draw. The story at PTQ, that was... I lost a total of like... Oh, geez. I am the top deck king, right, today. So we draw the forest. But anyway, my story with the second turn Pack Rat. It is so hard for this deck to beat a second turn Pack Rat. And it happened to me 4 games. 4 games at the PTQ Vegas that I played against the Mono Black. Anyway, so he's just going to get in. It looks like this is going to be a burn deck. So I kept a very awesome hand against burn. I could throw Lavatrol down, but we cannot regenerate it. So of course it's going to be a Satyr Wayfinder that is going to find us a Temple of Malice. Yeah. And throw some creatures in the graveyard for us. So this could be a Phoenix deck. It probably isn't. Probably going to get hit by 2 here. So we just need to outrace that Phoenix, which we definitely could do. No, he's just going to attack with Mutavault, which is awesome because I actually want this Wayfinder in the graveyard. So Mr. Wayfinder, you do your job. You draw me a card, and you go to the graveyard. Perfect, perfect. You know what? I'm going to go for the Temple of Malice and just do that again. He didn't progress his board at all. We do at this point want another land. No, we don't, because we're going to find stuff with the Satyr Wayfinder. Maybe I should have kept that on top because it would have guaranteed a land here. Yeah. Ouch. And there goes our win con with the Flesh Blood, at least for a very fast win condition. But next turn I can still not shock myself and have mana up to regenerate my Lavatrol. So definitely looking forward to this. So Phoenix comes out. Alrighty. We just need to race this now. Which we will do. I mean, I could 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I could actually go for the Bestow on the Satyr Wayfinder and just go for a kill the following turn. The only problem with that line of play is I could just be blown out by a Chain of the Rocks. But at this point, Lavatrol I don't think would be any quicker. I think we are going to go for it. I'm going to go down to 14, and we are going to go for... Oh, no, I don't have a green mana. Maybe that wasn't the right line of play. So the race is on. A green mana next turn wins me this. But I'm down to a healthy 10 still. And he does have an untap hit me for 4 damage for 3/6. Ooh, it's going to be so close. Yeah, I think what I do is Satyr Wayfinder here and hope that I get a Blood Crypt or a Stomping Grounds. Or just draw into it here. Overgrown Tomb, that actually does it. This is game. So what we're going to do is we're going to Overgrown Tomb. And we will shock ourselves. And then declare attackers here. Go Gore Clan Rampager. Which does 11. And then the Flesh Blood actually wins this game. And I could have done this another way by Lavatrol. And no, I couldn't have. It wouldn't have quite been enough. But I don't think there's anything in his deck that can actually handle this. And that's way overkill. Alrighty. -8 to be exact. Okay, so this matchup is actually quite tricky. I do like the Domries, as it gives him pretty bad options. And I do like the Scavenging Oozes. But everything else, I just need to race him. I mean, I could bring in Golgari Charm if I do believe that if he's running either Hammer Perforos, which can be a bit of an issue, but that's more of actually Boros aggro. Or I could bring, or if he's using Young Pyromancer, I absolutely love Golgari Charm for Young Pyromancer. He could actually be using the Satyr Fire Dancer, which is a little bit of an issue too, but I did not get to see enough of his deck to know exactly what he's trying to do. Mutavault makes me think that he is going more of a blitz strategy than a burn strategy. Again, I have very, very little information. The thing that is, Deathrite Shamans are very good in this matchup. Scavenging Oozes are very good in this matchup. Domries are still very good in this matchup. Fleshblood, as you saw, was very, very good in this matchup. So the cards that aren't that great, we can probably take out a one of Nemesis Immortals or a one of even Grizzly Salvage. Or even just the Domri and just bring in Scavenging Oozes and that's it. But I think Domri's more powerful. Well, we're actually gonna take Domri out. I'm just gonna bring in the Scavenging Oozes for the Shadowborn Demons. I think that's all I need to do. This is a deck that we can easily race, as you saw right there. I did get a little lucky for top decking that Forest, and I probably would have been in a terrible position if I would have top decked any other land, as that red does punish you. These blitz decks do punish you for loose keeps. But, I mean, we played the odds there. We were rewarded for maybe a bad keep. I don't know. That's magic for you. Sometimes you just have to make those decisions, because mulling down to 6 would have been not that ideal. This one is definitely a mulligan, though. I have to mull this. And this is a very fine hand. So let's see. Ooh. Yeah, I think this is just going to be burn. So we have a great hand versus burn. Because he's going to have to use a lot of it on the Deathrite Shamans. We're going to Temple of Abandon here. I'm not going to shock myself. Yeah, we're not going to help him. And put this on the... It's a great card, actually. I'm going to put it on top. I think Jared can actually get us there. And next turn, I think I still won't shock myself. Yeah, he's getting off a little slow start here. I mean, he could have shocks of his own, but I'm going to just Blood Crypt here, tapped, and put out a Deathrite Shaman. And he could have Searing Bloods. And if he does have Searing Bloods, I probably will just end up taking out Deathrite Shamans. Still no play. Oh, sweet. That is awesome. I am definitely okay with Deathrite Shaman being chained. Here, I do believe that we will just Grizzly Salvage the end of his turn. And hopefully find a land. And then we have Jared that I'm just gonna throw out. So here comes the Phoenix, I'm sure. Yeah, and then I will just Grizzly. And ooh, we do take a land, but it's not a very good one. I think I'm just gonna take the Satyr Wayfinder instead. Because that land cannot cast me Jared, cannot cast me Night Howler. Satyr Wayfinder dumps more in the graveyard, and then we have that, again, we're looking like the same game as last one. So even if I don't draw a land here, which I draw a temple anyway, so what I'm going to do is just use a Satyr Wayfinder, which finds a Blood Crypt. We do need the Blood Crypt, and that actually allows me to use the Blood Crypt right now. And just go for a Deathrite Shaman. So again, the race is on. As next turn, Night Howler is going to get hooked up to a Satyr Wayfinder. And again, that's a lot of damage. He will be able to get in here for some Phoenix damage, especially if he has double Phoenix. But the utility for me to actually gain life with the Deathrite Shaman, yeah, that is awesome. He's got to use 3 damage on a Deathrite Shaman, and it pumps up my dude. So, yeah, just very, very terrible decisions that he has to make. Does he let my Deathrite Shaman start eating up my own graveyard, or does he just try to go for the damage? I think with Angry Phoenix, what you need to do is just go for the damage. So, I'm going to scry away anything but a Gore Clunner Rampager. Oh, yeah, he can go on top. He's powerful enough. And we will bestow Night Howler on a Satyr Wayfinder. And now that he's going to have to make the decision to kill the Satyr Wayfinder. I'm sure he's got another Chain of the Rock in his hand. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have a 7/7 and another Night Howler next turn to seal the deal. And again, if he does decide to Lightning Strike, or at this point, what else could he do to the Satyr Wayfinder in response? Magma Jet, Lightning Strike, Searing Blood. Those to me are the only cards that, out of 3 cards left in his hand, I mean, it's probable, of course, that he's waiting here that he has one of those. But then that gives me a Night Howler that can block the Mutavault, which is a huge Night Howler, and then it also allows me to absorb that damage that was probably better off being used at my face rather than at a lowly Satyr Wayfinder. Alright, and he chooses not to do anything, so we will go for the kill here with a 7 damage. Which he's just going to throw a Mutavault in front of. Interesting, interesting play. And tap the mana to do a Skullcrack, I'm sure. That's what it seems like. Oh, Summoning Sickness. Yep. Now the creature has Summoning Sickness. He can't activate his Mutavault now because he turned it into a creature, and now it cannot be tapped as a mana. That's what's happening. All right, sweet. Definitely good interaction. Kind of sit him down. A turn for not being able to, use that mana as a Skullcrack, which will not allow him now to, if he has like a War Leader's Helix, to kind of get ahead in the life race. And he's got to be very, very concerned about this trample on the Satyr Wayfinder. Spark Trooper, really, really good card against me. Puts me down to an 8. And him up to 26. But it does also feed my Night Howler. So I have a couple of options here. I think the correct play is, of course, I can put this up to a 15 with the Night Howler bestowed onto another Deathrite Shaman. But I think the right play is just to Jared Golgari Lichlord. Which can absorb another Spark Trooper and a Deathrite Shaman. So he's got to do 8 damage in this turn, which is very plausible with 4 cards. But if he does not have it, if he doesn't have the perfect 4 cards in his hand, 2 Lightning Strikes or 2 Skullcracks, which, given the way that he ran that out there, I think he probably does have it, which, again, this is Angry Phoenix for you. If they get the perfect, land draw here, not flooded, not under, not over, they usually can kill you quite quickly. But at this point, I think he would just go for it if that was the case. Yeah, I think he's got it. But would he slow roll me if he did? Satyr Fire Dancer. And if he's got the actual damage to kill my Shaman, ugh, that could be an issue. A land does get me out of this completely. A land allows me to sacrifice the second casted Night Howler. Because what he can do is he can block here. Okay, the Shaman anyway just survives whatever he was trying to do. Yeah, I'm in a very good position here. Because he's got a block. And now I can just cast this Lot Literal. Discard a Night Howler. And sacrifice the Satyr Wayfinder. Which is 10 perfect damage. Alrighty, so there's round number 2. We're going on to the finals in the 8-man queue here on MTGO. This has been Kevin with Gathering Magic and Roguedeckbuilder.com. Thanks for watching.